A very good afternoon. You're watching the Big Lunch Hour with me, Akshita. Well, first up is some big news coming in. A minor has been arrested in connection with the murder of two siblings in Bengaluru. Remember, the decomposed body of two teenage boys were found in HSR layout on April 19th, and now one minor has been arrested in connection with the same. Keep in mind that these two siblings' body was found in HSR layout. Their father had launched a missing complaint a week before, and soon after they found their bodies lying in a decapitated condition. It was considered to be a double murder. The cops were investigating the case, and now a minor has been arrested in connection with the murder. There is no word on why exactly the minor did go ahead and kill these two boys, but it was a tragic incident that definitely shook the entire city, and the father, Gopalaswamy, in this particular case, was bereaved by his loss. His two sons, two teenage boys aged 17 and 16, Venu and Pavan, passed away after their bodies were found in HSR layout nearly a week after their father had lodged a missing complaint. And now, of course, it looks like the cops have narrowed down exactly who was responsible with the arrest of a minor. My colleague Nishita joins us with a bit more information. And Nishita, this particular incident had led to a lot of questions on exactly why two teenage boys were murdered. Any word on exactly what led to this minor taking up such a gruesome act?
It is not clear at this point in time as to what exactly was the motive behind this murder, but yet another minor has been taken into custody. A juvenile offender has now been taken into custody in connection with this particular murder. HSR layout police have taken the minor into custody, is what we understand at this point in time. But however, the details are extremely sketchy, Akshita. The police officials are not revealing as to what was the motive behind the murder, if they have already found the motive. But what is understood at this point in time is that both the victims, Venu and Pavan, were themselves involved in a few petty thefts. They were 17 and 16 years old, respectively, and they were not employed anywhere, neither were they studying anywhere, and they had their name surfaced in a few petty thefts in the locality, and probably that one such incident could have led to an argument, and the argument could have snowballed into a bigger issue, which led to a war of words, and which led to one of their own associates bludgeoning them, is what is being speculated at this point in time. Also, rivalry because of the petty thefts is also being speculated upon. However, we are still awaiting more details on that front. Giving a little backdrop on what exactly had happened on the 19th of April, one of the passers-by in HSR layout, Chikanayakanahalli, found that there was a foul stench emanating from a shack, and that's when he went inside to find out what was happening, and he found Venu and Pavan's bodies there. He immediately informed the police officials who came in, and the police officials found that they had been bludgeoned to death. The two boys had been bludgeoned to death, and their body was in a highly decomposed state, thereby going on to indicate that probably it had been 4 to 5 days after the murder that the bodies had been discovered in the first place. The bodies had been immediately sent for post-mortem. It is being told at this point in time that they were bludgeoned to death. However, it is yet to be revealed if they were murdered in the very same location or they were dragged there. Now, these are the details that the police are yet to divulge, but since the investigations are still underway, the police too are remaining extremely tight-lipped and extremely choosy on the kind of information that they are revealing at the moment. And as far as the boys are concerned, the boys were sons of daily wage laborers, Gopal as well as Bharatamma. They worked in the locality, and the father registered a police complaint in this regard. In fact, it is said that the parents were not in town for nearly a month, and that's the reason why they were not aware that their two sons had been killed, and that's the reason why there was no one looking out for the two boys. It was only a passerby who realized that Venu and Pavan had been murdered. So we're still awaiting more details on the motive behind this particular murder, but what is being speculated is that probably a trivial argument could have snowballed, could have escalated, and could have led to the gruesome crime, Akshita.
Right, Nishita, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. But of course, it looks like the two teenagers were in fact murdered by a minor, and we are awaiting more information on the same. And moving on, a recent revelation by the Election Commission has exposed the ground reality about the state of liquor prohibition in Gujarat. The sale of liquor is banned in Gujarat, but the election season has brought much delight to tipplers here. The state governed by Narendra Modi has recorded the third highest seizure of liquor among all states and union territories. As per the details provided by the Chief Election Commissioner V.S. Sampath, Gujarat has recorded a reasonably high amount of liquor compared to other states. So far, liquor worth 12.57 crore rupees has been seized in Gujarat. This is reasonably high for a state like Gujarat where liquor is prohibited. The Election Commission has also seized cash worth 2.2 crore rupees from the state. Gujarat will go for a single-phase polling on April 30th, and ahead of that, it looks like several politicians have managed to go ahead and trick officials by smuggling in liquor into a state that is largely dry, where liquor is banned and is considered illegal. Also, of course, it is understood that the liquor is being transported into Gujarat from Rajasthan. So that is an angle the Election Commission officials will be looking into to ensure that they do clamp down on the sale of liquor during the election season. This is a tactic we've seen being played in different states, of course, where liquor is distributed for votes, and that was the case here as well. In all, 12.57 crore rupees worth liquor has been seized beside 2.2 crores in cash. All this has been seized by the Election Commission, and they are hoping that they will be able to find out if there are any such rackets running on anywhere else. Well, of course, this being a state which is called dry, where liquor is banned, it definitely comes as a big surprise that so much of liquor could in fact be smuggled into the state. The election officials will be looking into finding out exactly who is involved in this particular racket. They have managed to arrest several of the dealers, but the larger question at hand is if there are any officials present along the border, along the state border, who are involved in this particular act, who are helping these dealers come through and distribute liquor. Either way, of course, it is a big seizure, something that the election officials will be rather glad about, considering that they did manage to seize all this liquor before it was distributed to the people. And well, it looks like while they have arrested the dealers, this could be a much larger racket that we are looking at, with several officials maybe even hand in glove with these dealers, helping them to go ahead and transport liquor into the state of Gujarat. Once again highlighting the fact that Gujarat is a dry state where liquor is banned, where liquor is illegal. It definitely comes as a big surprise that liquor is allowed in to this particular state come the election season. That's not all. Gujarat is the third highest state when it comes to liquor seizures. So it definitely looks like the demand is very much there, maybe more so because the supply is very limited.